It's time for another viewer-submitted game. This time around, it's a Diamond League match of Zerg versus Zerg. Spawning here, in the bottom right-hand corner, playing with the red drones. Already canceling one of them. Even though I was on production there for just a little bit. I think it's gonna be a spawning pool first at 12 supply. We're looking inside of the main base of Kurschen. 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 I have no idea how to pronounce that. Sorry, I had German in school for like 5 years. Still no idea how to pronounce that. His opponent in the opposite corner with the blue Zerg drones. Looking like he wants to go for a hatchery first. Nope, okay. Lucky blue Zerg here. We're looking inside of the main of Patran. Patran. Lowko, that's actually not German. Wait, that's the most German, not German name I've ever seen. So you're saying this is not German, but it looks very German. The SCH and then the G all after each other. I mean, that's like, how many letters is that? That's like a 9-letter word with 2 vowels. That's impressive. That's impressive. We'll see though where he's gonna take this game. I think I'm gonna refer to him as Kursch. Kursch from now on. Oh man. Kursch. Kursch! Kursch, you're kind of on a timer here, mate. Kursch! What? Oh, I think he wants to go for an expansion, right? Yeah, no, if you go for a spawning pool at the... No, where's this drone going? Ooh. I think he's probably mirroring his own overload position, so he knows where his opponent's overload position is gonna be. Hatchery does get taken here. Ooh, Patran, he does not know exactly what's going on. These Zerglings, though, are gonna be spotted. Question is he gonna be paying attention to the minimap right at that point? I'll be honest with you, I oftentimes don't. I think he did though, because he is sending some of his Zerglings back right now. He did hit a bit of a supply block, which is gonna hurt him quite a bit. And no, he actually continues droning, so he has no idea what's going on. One drone is gonna join this Zergling party as well. I think he plans on maybe putting down a spine crawler or something along those lines. Zerglings though, waiting for their friends. Oh man. Ugh, Kirsch, I don't know what this micro is, buddy. I hate to break it to you, but this might very well be the worst executed 12 pool I've seen in like months. He literally went for a 12 pool, but hit on the other side of the map as if it's like a 17 pool, right? Like that was the most aggressive pool opener, and it hit so slowly that it like wasn't even really a problem here for Patran whatsoever. All right, Patran following it up right now. Oh, with a baneling, baneling nest. There you go. He's gonna follow it up with a baneling nest. I like that choice a lot better. I think a roach warren this quick would be a little bit painful. Kursch though now has a couple of queens apparently on the prowl as well. They're not particularly fast, but they're stalkers in the middle of the night. Okay, they're terrifying. Looks like the gas right there was acquired. A couple more Zerglings do try their very best to continue dealing damage here, but no damage really has been done, right? Okay, should we look right here at the units lost? And I just want to emphasize, the player in red is the one who opened up with a 12 pool. If anything, it should be the other way around. That's a lot of wasted resources there by Kursch, who's gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Follows it up right now with what seems to be a bit of a wall right here on the top of the ramp. Although I'm pretty sure this is what we call a Lowko wall, with a hole right over here, and then a big gap right here in the center. That's a Lowko wall to a T right here. This is the kind of wall that I make. Look, let's see. I feel like this queen is... He probably thinks that it's walled in over here. Yeah, he thinks that this is walled in. There's no way. There's a massive gap. There you go. See? Queen just walks in. No problem whatsoever. Yeah, no. He plugs the hole with another one. There you go. That's one solution. That's one solution. There you go. Kursch is not going to die to any kind of Zergling floods anytime soon. At the same time, though, Patran, feeling inspired by his opponent's actions. It disappeared. Okay, sorry. But it disappeared. Someone called a Ghostbuster. I don't know what that was. Death animation is still not working properly. Lurker coming up right now for Kursch, who's been happily macroing up. He's actually been doing a really good job macro-wise as well. I like this a lot better. Going for the wall right here is actually, like, a pretty good build. I don't know exactly if Bertrand wants to be aggressive, but I think a lot of Zerg players, when they get cheesed early on, do decide to get a little bit more cheeky as a follow-up as well. Alright, Roach Warren coming up. Bertrand obviously ahead right now, economically speaking, mostly just because of that really slowly executed Roach push, or Zergling push, rather. Right now, scouting out. Okay, there is indeed no third base just yet anywhere, although I didn't check this site. Guess it's a safe enough assumption. And ooh, even though the Zergling really wanted to die together with its friends, it tried to do that for just another chance, but didn't end up dying, and it's gonna scout the front now instead. Alright, so what do you think this is gonna be? That's the tricky part, right? You see that your opponent is walled in on 2 bases. You know that there's a lot of spines. If I was Bertrand right now, I'd probably be worried about mutalisks. Instead, he decides to make 100 drones. A little bit greedy there. Gotta be really cautious, right? If you know your opponent is on 2 bases, you know that the absolute maximum they can support is 44 drones. So going up to like 55 right now, I think that's maybe a little bit too greedy and maybe just a little bit too much. We'll have to see here whether or not that's going to be an issue at all for Bertrand. Usually though, I think a 1-1 Roach timing attack from Kirsch should actually do really quite well. Now, wait, hold up. I assumed, I didn't even look for it, I assumed there would be a Roach Warren. There's no Roach Warren. He went 1-1 upgrades into a freaking Spire, or into a freaking Hydra Den, into a Lurker Den. Oh man. It's actually gonna be Kirsch apparently who's a little bit worried about a Muta opener. He's rushing out this... I feel like even... Is he just gonna add on additional... Yeah, he's just adding on static defense everywhere. I feel like even just going for a couple Banelings early on and just rolling them into the spines would have done wonders here for Bertrand. Bertrand, though, does finish up roach speed right now. Question is he gonna move across? You need to. You need to go. Go! Bertrand! Bertrand, go! Bertrand! Roach speed's done. Plus... Okay, maybe he's waiting for +1. Maybe he's waiting for +1, guys. +1 is about 20 seconds. Oh, man. Well, this is probably gonna be a Nydus worm as a follow-up. There you go. Okay. Bertrand. Bertrand is going. Bertrand is going. This is important, because he needs to break through this before he dies. Even though supply count's currently heavily in favor here of Bertrand, this is actually really not that great of a spot for him. Kirshen is like, you know what, mate? Be careful. Intimidate him. Intimidation, obviously really important. Detailing a little bit more information as well. There's a lot of Hydras finishing up. I'm not seeing any... Oh, man. Just go in! Just go! What are you waiting for? There you go. Just go. I think going for a Nydus worm would not be a terrible idea. Well, if there's like one terrible location to morph in a couple of Lurkers, though, I feel like that would be right here. Roaches, Zerglings, and Ravagers trying to make the most of this scenario, but a couple Lurkers do finish, and Lurkers deal a stupid amount of damage, obviously, to especially armored units like Roaches. They absolutely shred those to pieces. If there was a Nydus worm right now, dude, if Kirsch made a Nydus worm and he could worm right now, he would definitely be able to sit the units on top of the ramp and smash this. Alright. Well, Kirsch has decided that he wants to go ahead and drone up once again. Losing still a couple drones though, but this Roach, you know what? It didn't want to live anymore either. It decided it is done. I'm gonna all army hotkey towards the... Oh god, I thought I was gonna live. Yeah, no, that one was part of the all army hotkey for sure. As Bertrand now makes his way across the map, and he wants to try his luck again. Now, remember when I shouted for him to push up the ramp? Right now, this is not the moment to push up the ramp, Bertrand. Bertrand, if you decide to move, that's minced roach, okay? If you decide to move up that ramp, that is absolutely minced swarm. I don't know if they make really nice beef patties, or if they decide to, I don't know, maybe get a little bit cheeky here in general. But I feel like in general, it's a bad idea to push forward right now. Now, I still see this beautiful Overseer placement right over here. I can't help but notice that a Nydus worm would be phenomenal. Right? Am I crazy? Bertrand, though, still heavily ahead right now when it comes to the supply count. I actually kind of think he should go for like his own Lurker Den, right? If you can't beat him, join him. Still though, he's essentially soft containing his opponent right now, but just simply sitting in the middle of the map. You know what? I kind of want to see him move up this ramp just to see all those units die. Is that a bad thing of me? I kind of want to see him walking up the ramp. I kind of want to see him just taking these units, just putting them down the Lurker meat grinder. Well, a couple are going to test the waters. Look. Oh, Patran has made that mistake once before. Look at that. I'm not going to make the mistake this time around. Okay, Spire coming up here for Patran, who's decided, you know what? I know that my opponent is going to be making Hydras, so I should make units that wait, no. I don't know what he's thinking right now. What he isn't thinking, though, is that his opponent is likely going to max out rather on 2 bases, right? Nydus. I've got a love-hate relationship with Mutalisk. You guys know that sometimes Mutas can absolutely turn the tides. I don't think Mutas are very good when you're already ahead, right? They're kind of like a comeback mechanic in a way. And I feel like Mutas make it really easy to lose. Swarmos right now, though, inside of a Nydus worm. Don't know where the worm is going to go up. I don't see any... Oh, there you go. I was going to say, this is a great spot for it. Going for the Mutas right now is actually pretty rough. He doesn't know about this one corner in the main. Kirsch is still stuck on just only 2 bases. There we go. Swarmos are available. A couple of them are going to rain towards the low ground. The majority of them releasing the Locust in the main. They're going to go after the Spire out of all units, which I think is actually something that Kirsch would like to see this Zerg player in blue do. Alright, he's going to try and also pick up the Lair. Apparently, this also now triggers the player in blue to make a bit of a move for it. Main base will be picked off. And even though Patran was in a wonderful position just a couple seconds ago, right now he's finding himself in a pretty rough spot. And no, oh my god, no, I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to do that. Oh my god, that is a Terran or a Zerg meat grinder right there. Look at this. Look at these couple of Lurkers absolutely smashing it. He's not microing it whatsoever. This Lurker still remains. He's standing on the Lurker. He doesn't realize it. At the same time, another Locust wave has been activated in the main. Roachwarn's picked off. Hydrodent's picked off. Laris picked off. The base right over here has no more mining either. Another Lurker right now in the main as well. But there's not enough corrosive balls. Well, I guess he could go after the Nydus network, but at this point, I don't think that really matters that much anymore either. Oh my god. Yo, you know what? Even though there's not been a lot of mining, I want to see this. Actually, it's not even that heavily in favor of the player in red. I was going to say, there's way more mining here for Patran, which is obviously wonderful. However, he just sacrificed basically 200 supply worth of units. Okay, maybe a little bit less, but like 150 supply worth of units. Into the Zerg meat grinder. And now he's finding himself with just roaches against Lurker Swarm Host. A new Nydus worm has actually been acquired as well. Still no new expansion, by the way. I kind of feel like Kirsch needs to get a new base, though. Because we're 14 minutes into the game. Obviously, he hasn't had that many workers, so the base mines out pretty slow. Best creep tumor right over here in the corner. Don't know what that one's trying to achieve. The worm, though, does get picked off, and I guess Patran is still okay. I think Patran is giving us a masterclass on how to throw a game. That's impressive. Do you think he's gonna walk these roaches into Lurkers again? Because I would kind of like to see it, if I'm being honest with you. Patran sitting on 1 gajillion resources as well. Not really a number, but it's really all you need to know. Yeah, I think just going Roach Ravager would actually not be a bad idea. He just needs to make sure that this Zerg player in red mines out. Because at some point, there's just not gonna be enough mining anymore, right? Normally, this base would already be dried up, the one in the main as well. But really, like, if you look at this, there's not a lot of mining in general, and there will have to be another base. So as long, once again, looks like another one will be picked off. But as long as he prevents the player in red from expanding, he should be in a phenomenal spot. All of a sudden, though, Kirsch is using Swarmos and Lurkers really nicely. Look at the damage, dude! They're smashing roaches! He's using those units really nicely to just simply, absolutely hit him at every single angle. This hatchery is toast. This hatch is dead. Look how quickly they killed him as well. So sick. And, well, I mean, the mining, I guess it's still in favor of Patran. But he mined out essentially most of the main. He mined out most of the natural as well. Another one of those changelings, giving the vision right there for another one of those worms. Curse is going to be able to get that one up inside of the main once again. This is starting to actually become a little bit of a troubled situation. Oh, well, there you go. Let's see how well they do. They do just fine. That was basically a free Zerg army versus one that cost him quite a lot of resources. The Locust once again can fly from the high ground towards the low ground and pick up this 4th base of Patran, who I think at some point is probably going to put all of his eggs in one basket and once again move up here. The Lurker player in me wants to see it really badly. I think at some point Patran will crumble under the pressure. This is my prediction, okay? I think he's gonna crumble under the pressure and just once again try to push up this ramp. I mean, I guess one way of killing these overseers is just by making a lot of spore crawlers. It's not gonna have a lot of vision. Once again, the Locusts are available. The hatchery was picked off. And Patran is still sitting on a massive bank, but not that many units. Dude, I love the Nydus play. I think the Nydus play is really cool. I've actually been playing some one-base Nydus, which is surprisingly strong. I actually think if Courage would play this exact same style, but also bring a couple Lurkers across, he could deal so much damage. That's the one thing that I really like to do, going for Lurkers in the Nydus Worm. I think it's really strong. The scouting swarm hosts. I like it. Couple of Locusts, just a couple cheeky Locusts, right? Trying to make their way over there. Oh no, they're gonna kill their home. Well, Kirsch, you're not gonna be able to get those swarm hosts back into the shell. The Locusts, though, managed to get over there, and they will be able to pick up another hatchery. But the Mutas finally found a bit of an angle right here. You might have to uproot one of these spores to make these to make sure that these swarm hosts get in. Oh no, they can walk in just fine. That is so many overseers. Dude, I think Patran really wants to headbutt once again. Patran, you are gonna get smashed if you decide to move up this ramp. We've seen Lurkers on the high ground before, okay? If you've not seen the high ground situation, just watch Star Wars again to see how that goes for Obi-Wan. I genuinely think it's a bad idea for you to try and take the high ground. Once again, the Nydus Worm is going up on the top side of the map. You know what? There's like barely any mining. Patran is losing. Patran is losing. He's got 1 million resources in the bank. But I think it all went downhill when he first decided to go mutalisk. Mutalisk really don't do very well, man. If you're ahead, I don't think you want to go mutas. Dude, look at this. Look at the swarm host. You think you can kill him? Left a couple roaches there as well. It's like, nah, not gonna happen. Sorry. Hatchery is gone. Locust once again in the main base. Gonna utilize their little locust wave. And they're gonna pick up a couple more roaches here, a couple of ravages there. And all of that really, really hurts. Apparently they want to try and see if they can still get the base. A little bit ambitious right here for the locusts, but can they actually get this hatchery as well? Locust damage. Locust damage pretty good with +2. I didn't think they were gonna get that base, to be honest. Still though, Kirsch, he still has not bothered ever expending. He's got a lot of money in the bank as well. I think he's been really busy microing all over the place. At some point, he's gonna have to break out of this base, right? And I think he was also kind of hoping that Patran would move up the ramp. I think he probably was also hoping that this Zerg player could move up the ramp. The thing about Lurkers is that they're wonderful defensively. They kind of suck offensively. If you're deciding to move across right now, I think that he probably will get picked off by the roaches, the ravagers, and the mutas. I mean, he can't even move across because there's so many freaking mutas out, right? He's adding on more spores. What is the priority right now? Why are you making more spores? I do think that teching up would not be a bad idea. I think Patran could easily go up to, for example, his own Lurkers, which is a good idea. Or maybe even something like Brute Lords, right? Brute Lords would smash this. You need like one Brute Lord, it will kill it eventually. But I don't think really that's the main issue he runs into, though. He really needs to get a hold of the map, right? Map control is a massive thing in StarCraft. And these locusts, they have been smashing things left and right. They're once again gonna try and go after one of the big important tech structures. This time around, they won't be able to get it. These overseers are doing so much, but the thing is, Patran is using the all-army hotkey to micro a lot of this, or at the very least, he's never positioning his units on opposite ends of the map, and that hurts him so much. Imagine if he would use the mutas on the left-hand side, or like the bottom section of the map, and then, you know, the roaches and stuff on the other side, and maybe like spread out the overlords a little bit more so you can get full traction of where all of these Nydus worms are going up. Every time, he doesn't catch the Nydus worm until it's a little bit too late, and it hurts. Now, Kirsch, he is gonna run out of resources, right? I mean, he doesn't have any mining anymore, really. Like, the drones to the main base are on idle. The ones that are natural are starting to run extremely low as well. And Patran is essentially waiting right now for this Zerg player to make a move. I think at the very least that's what he's doing. I would say that's what he's doing, but he's never checking the third base of his opponent either. For all that Patran knows right now, there could be like 3 more mining bases, and he would be in a world of hurt. Locusts are gonna deploy once again. The mutas trying to get the connection here, but it looks like they are gonna escape just fine. The little turtles managed to get back in, and they once again get some of these Ravagers for their troubles. Looks like another hatchery will die. At this point, I'm just gonna assume they get whatever they attack. Oh man, I think he did send in a Lurker right there. I was talking about it earlier, right? Oh, yeah. Now feed him. Yes. Feed him. Oh, yes. Keep feeding him. Micro? No micro. Swarmhost in the center. Swarmhost in the center. Lurkers in the center. Swarmhost in the center. You know what? Why does Kursion not just make, like, I don't know, 20-ish Hydralisk? He can make, like, 25 Hydras. I think, actually, if he goes, like, 25 Hydras, he actually has a chance to win. He really needs another base, though. Like, I don't know what his win condition is right now, right? Like, obviously harassing is great, but you do have to play StarCraft with a win condition in mind. At this point, I'm looking at Kursh, and he doesn't really have what seems to be a win condition. Like, his win condition is, like, crossing his fingers and hoping that this opponent is gonna go ahead and push up the ramp. But generally speaking, obviously, that is a little bit risky. Now, I see a lot of people asking, Loko, what league is this? This is Diamond League. This is the kind of game where a lot of people ask, Loko, no way. I'm better than that. Is this really Diamond League? It's like, yes, guys. This is really Diamond League. I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you. Well, apparently what Kirsch has decided, though, is that he's gonna long-distance mine instead. Long-distance mining is apparently the name of the game now. Dude, how many of these changelings have slipped through the cracks? I feel like Kirsch is a player who does this a lot. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I almost lost my virginity there. Did you see that? Incredible. The mutas really wanted to die bad. They all jumped on top of these spore crawlers. How many mutas have gone down so far? Wait, 8, 19, 20? Alright, yeah, no, he's losing. He's losing so many of those mutas. Like, I want to emphasize, right? There's not really been a single Hydra that killed a mutalisk. So I'm pretty sure all of these mutas have basically just been YOLO'd on top of spore crawlers. Okay, Kirsch. Oh my god, Kirsch! Kirsch going for his own mutalisk! He's got 22 mutas coming! He's got 22 mutas coming! I really want Kirsch to win so bad. Look, he's going. Oh my god, don't tell him. Yeah, get it, get it! Get it! Get it! Yes! Dude, if Kirsch can win this... Okay, now it comes down to muta count. That is still 37 mutas right here for Patran. If Patran ends up winning this because finally Kirsch gets impatient, that would be like, you know, anticlimax of the century. But it kind of does feel like that's what we're leading up to right now. There's just not a lot of mining anymore for Patran. Or rather for Kirsch. I mean, he hasn't really had any mining for the last 15 minutes. He does have a lot of Swarmhost, and they certainly have been worth their weight in gold. I mean, look at the amount of resources lost, right? Heavily in favor here of Kirsch. But the issue that I'm seeing here is that there certainly are quite a lot of, you know, drones still mining for Patran. Patran is sitting, by the way, at 7,000 minerals. He doesn't really have anywhere to spend these minerals other than on like bases and then gas. I think going for additional gas right now would not be a bad idea, but Terran busy trying to not lose his panic mode. Oh my god! Oh, yo, Kirsch, since you seem to like the micro-heavy game, one infester. Just one infester. That's all I ask. One fungal growth, but these mutas overcommit. By the way, Kirsch is not mining anything. Like, his income is literally 0. It would be super anticlimactic if Patron ends up winning this. But I don't really see another solution here. Oh my god, he's spending his final money on swarm hosts and Nydus worms and all that. But like, yeah, you probably are gonna get another hatchery, but there's no win condition. Like, why do you not have a win condition? Why would you play a game and a really cool strategy and then not have a win condition? You can't just assume your opponent is gonna YOLO their units into your base, right? And I think that's probably the biggest Diamond League thing we've seen so far. Patron, after losing all of his units twice, has not actually decided to YOLO them in again. If he would have done that, he would have been in a world of hurt. But instead right now, yeah, he has so much mining, he's just simply gonna take every single expansion on the map. The thing is though, Patron has probably been playing this game for the last 20-ish minutes with a heartbeat of about 160. I mean, we've all played that game, right? Where you're just playing it from minute number 5 all the way until the very end in total panic mode. This may very well be one of those games here for Patron. So there still certainly is a moment where he's gonna freak out and YOLO in the units into the spore. I wouldn't be surprised, but... Oh man, well, that's awkward. He can now harass his opponent's expansion from his own main base with Swarm Host. Oh man. Guys, I'm looking at the resources here. I can only count 4 more worms. I repeat, 4 more worms. There's not even any mining here. Dude. They're getting like 1 or 2 drones at a time, but there's no win condition. Guys, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this, right? It's win conditions. You gotta play the game with a freaking win condition in mind. If you just, like, harass for the sake of harassing, that's cool. You might deal a lot of damage, right? Like Kirsch is doing right here. He's got the sickest cost-efficient trades ever. He's picking up unit after unit and he's raining the corrosive bile, or rather the locust, and he's really doing a good job harassing, but he's got no way to figure out how to win. Okay, now this is a risk. He's finally feeling brave enough to move across the map right now, hoping that maybe these Ravagers, or rather these Swarm Hosts, are gonna distract the mutas. In muta versus muta battles, guys, it's really just a numbers game. At this point, it's 22 mutas right here for Kirsch versus 39 of Patron. Now, I'm not very good at math, but I'm pretty sure 22 is less than 39, as Patron is gonna finally be able to use some hold position micro here as well to continuously chase these mutas down. And that is dealing a heck of a lot of damage. Basically, the way he'd micro this is by attack moving and then hold position. Attack move, hold position. And Kirsch says, LOL, it's so hard for you. I'm on 2 bases and you're on 8. It's so funny how you struggle. Hey, Kirsch. Psst. Hey, Kirsch. Usually the only people that talk like that are the ones that lose. I had so much respect up to about 30 seconds ago because I really thought you were playing a cool style. Even though it's bad, there's a lot of potential, right? Now at this point, that respect is gone. It's like an offensive GG, okay? The mutas are gonna once again embrace each other for the final hug of love. Lurkers are trying to make their way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and they're homebound. And while we made... I feel like eventually there's gonna be a little bit too much right here for Patron, who's actually... Ooh, this hurts. You see that? That was all the swarm hosts dying. Did you see that? That was all the swarm hosts dying in one fell movement. Ugh. So the way it works is that when both ends of the Nydus worm are killed and units are in sight, they're permanently gone. If a new Nydus worm would be constructed right now, they'd still not be there. They're basically underneath the tunnels. They're run out of oxygen. I don't know what the idea behind it is, but they're gone. And this is why you don't really BM your opponent, man. You may feel like you're being a badass, and maybe your lurkers are gonna get a little bit more value, but in the end, the way to win is 100% gone. Now, I guess it might take a little bit of time right here for Patran to clean all of this up, right? But really all he needs to do is just kill these structures over here and he's gonna be fine. Now, I do think he needs to be careful though. YOLOing into Mutas could actually be trouble. Because that's a lot of spores. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't know about this, mate. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Just make a couple roaches. You know, remember those roaches you had? The ones that you sent down the Lurker meat grinder? You can make those still. You can make those past the 30-minute mark as well. Instead, he's not producing anything. Just Zerglings. You know Zerglings? You've got 6,500 minerals. What about Zerglings? Hey, what about Zerglings? Hey, did I already mention... What about Zerglings? What about just like... No, not... No, Patran. Patran. Mate, Patran's making drones. Patran. Hey, Patran. Patran, hey, Patran. You're gonna lose a base, mate. Another one. How many is that in total? 1 lair. Wait, no, hold up. 2 lairs and 18 hatcheries. He lost 20 bases. Patran has lost 20 bases. Maybe the pressure, though, will be a little bit too much for Patran here eventually, but there's the swarm. Right? At some point, when your heart has been beating... Oh, come on! You'd leave without a GG! I was gonna say, at some point, when you've been having a heartbeat of a 200 for a little bit too long. At some point, maybe you don't really feel like you should continue playing, but... Patran is the one in one of the most anticlimactic games I've ever casted to obtain the victory. Alright, Kirsch, I liked your strategy, but I feel like this is just the only appropriate thing to do right now.
Shame. Shame. Shame.